Ang PowerPoint video presentation na ito ay tungkol sa mga kaugalian ng mga Pilipino sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. Ito ay ang mga positive at negative Filipino traits. Magsisimula tayo sa 15 positive traits. Ang una ay ang hospitality. The Filipinos, being hospitable is giving more than your best to make any guest feel at home as much as possible. Mi casa es su casa, is taken literally, and they want to make the guests feel as comfortable as possible. And in a Filipino's mind, comfort has a lot to do with food, and lots of food at that. Optimism is one of the endearing traits of Filipinos in facing every challenge in life. Filipinos do not retreat and surrender from the adversities they meet in life, and this trait makes them resilient in all human endeavors, despite difficulties in their lives. Resourcefulness. As a result of this resilience, Filipino employees are equipped with the adaptability and resourcefulness needed in the workplace. They can easily improvise when an unexpected situation occurs and create temporary fixes to ensure things are running smoothly until the matter is resolved. Respect is traditional in the Philippines. When a Filipino child meets an older family member, the youth customarily greets them with a gesture called mano po, taking the older relative's hand and placing it on his or her own forehead to express profound respect for the elder. Strong family ties. Filipinos are known for having strong and close family ties. They place high regard and put importance on their family before anything else. They work all day and do all they can to feed and provide for their family. In other countries, when a person turned 18, she can live away from his/her family. Collective pride. For Filipinos, the interests of the collective often override the interests of the individual. Filipinos generally feel a strong sense of pride towards their group and will celebrate their pride through sharing stories or facts about their family, barangay, village, or town. Strong work ethic. Filipinos are responsible, dependable, and hardworking. This can be directly attributed to the culturally rooted trait of filial obligation, taking care of the sick family members, sending money to help pay for education of family members and miscellaneous family needs. Industriousness. Filipinos are very determined and persevering in accomplishing whatever they set their minds to. Filipinos over the years have proven time and time again that they are a people with an industrious attitude. Helpfulness. Filipinos are also known because of our generous and helpful attitude. Most of us extend our help to others not only by money but also by the simple things that we do, just like helping others doing heavy things without expecting in returns, even though sometimes we didn't even know that person. Gratitude or gratefulness. Gratitude or utang na loob is a very popular Filipino characteristic. One does not forget the good deeds that others might have done to him or her, especially at times of great need. We even build monuments to show our utmost respect and gratitude to our heroes and other foreign personalities who helped the Filipino people. Honesty. We Filipinos have these values in thought and deed. We Filipinos can resist against cheating and lying, and also we can trust each person because of this trait. A very positive character, which foreigners can catch a trust easily on us. Courtesy. Filipinos, especially children, do not use po and opo when talking to the elderly. Even the pagmamano or kissing of an elderly's hand have been forgotten. These are two of the most popular traits of the Filipinos, signifying respect that we seldom see anymore. Bravery. The Filipino spirit is marked with courage, especially in times of distress and other problems. Unity or pakikisama. The spirit of pakikisama is seen in different facets of a Filipino's life, private or public. Families live in multi-generational household. Different family houses lie within close proximity, making it easy for regular visits between family members. Church also plays an important role for the community, as a public space for communal bonding. At ang pinakahuli sa positive traits ay ang faith. The Philippines is predominantly a Catholic country, and wherever the Filipinos go, they always make it a point to honor God Almighty. Tourists can attest to the many churches, old and new, erected in the country. Ang susunod naman ay ang 15 mga negative Filipino traits. Ang una ay ang crab mentality. There are some of us Filipinos who got a bitter view at competition, that if we cannot win, then no one will. Instead of helping each other to be successful, we even make ways to pull them down, like discourage them from taking great opportunities, or destroying their image. This is because we want to be the only one at the top. Procrastination or mañana habit. This is another habit which keeps the development of our country slow. Look at the government projects which have been left undone for years. If only they were completed immediately, then many Filipinos would have already benefited from them. This is also true with many of us. Instead of working on a task while there is much time, we wait for the deadline because we feel lazy to start on them, or we want to use the time in other things. Bahala na, or come what may, habit. This is another habit that destroys the image of Filipinos. Instead of doing something to make things happen, we tend to just leave the outcome to whatever that could happen, come what may, we say. For instance, instead of studying for exams, some students might spend more time in computer games and gimmicks, while leaving their chance of passing the midterms to luck. Hypocrisy, being a double-faced person. As a country which claims to value morality, most of us try to live up to the standards set by the traditional society. However, as no one is perfect, many of us are not actually able to sustain these standards. The fear of being an outcast has forced a lot of people to live a double-standard life. To hide our failure in following a norm, we tend to be condemning to those who are caught red-handed. Ningas cogon. In Spanish, ningas cogon means a burning cogon grass. This flaming grass quickly burns out, and this best describes one of the worst Filipino traits. Most of us are very good at this. We are excellent at starting projects or idea execution. Nevertheless, after a few hours or days, we lose the excitement, and we become too lazy to finish what we have started. Filipino time, tardiness. Instead of being something to be proud of, Filipino time brings a negative impression to our people. The Filipino time is usually associated with tardiness. When the invitation says the program will start at 7 p.m., it is expected to begin at 9 p.m. When the date is set at 3 p.m., the partner will arrive at 5 o'clock. This has not only caused conflicts in relationships, it also discourages others, including foreigners, from getting involved in supposedly productive activities, as too much time can be wasted on waiting. Gossiping. Filipinos are fond of talking about others' business. It is not true that only women are into gossiping. Even men can also be nosy on other people's lives. Sadly, this does not bring any good to the subjects. Secrets are brought out, failures and flaws are emphasized, and relationships are destroyed. Worse, as gossips are passed around, they tend to be twisted until the final story becomes too far from the original, thus causing more damage. Blaming others, irresponsibility. We, Filipinos, can sometimes be too self-righteous. When mistakes happen, we do not want to take the blame, so instead we point at others. This shows how we can be irresponsible for our actions. This attitude destroys teamwork, and reliability becomes an issue. In consideration, being thoughtless of others. This habit could be a result of having too many things on mind, have to find money for kids' tuition, need to look for a better job, stress over a drunkard or unfaithful spouse, and other problems. We become insensitive to the needs of other people because we need to focus on ourselves first. However, this country could be an easier place to live in if we were thoughtful enough to show kindness to one another. Ignoring or not following simple rules and instructions. Laws and regulations are created to make communities harmonious. However, how can we achieve that peaceful neighborhood if we cannot even follow the simplest rules, like crossing on the pedestrian lane and not loitering around? It is not enough that we demand change in our government. We should also strive to start change in ourselves by being disciplined citizens even in the smallest ways. Attention grabbing, being an epal. It is natural for Filipinos to attract attention by standing out, as we are a fun and people-loving race. Nevertheless, it is a different thing to be an epal, or kapal moks, simply being an attention grabber. Sometimes, in our desperate need to be the center of attention, we do things that are already embarrassing, like butting in conversations as a know-it-all or by being scandalous. Being onion-skinned or too sensitive. Another habit or attitude that we need to change is our being too prideful, which usually results to being oversensitive. If we think highly of ourselves, then we have the tendency to put a wall around us and that signboard on our forehead saying, "I must be respected." Therefore, when someone makes a joke or a not so positive comment about us, we feel like we are not respected and we get offended. Living beyond their means, social climbing. One of the reasons why a lot of Filipinos live in poverty is because of overspending. Since most people want to live an elite lifestyle, many resort to social climbing or living beyond their means. Passivity, lack of leadership. One of our excuses is the lack of faith that our small actions can bring change. However, the worst reason for this could be our lack of care for what is happening around us. Common Filipinos also lack courage and confidence. If you can notice it, in classrooms, churches, or conference rooms, most of us don't like to sit in the front seat. And lastly, we have the hiya factor. Another one of those Filipino traits we have is our cultural shyness. As a conservative country, we were told to act accordingly to avoid bringing shame to the family. And that's all about the positive and negative Filipino traits among the Filipinos. Salamat sa pakikinig. Love you.